And I'm going to tell you, the people that have a problem with drinking can't stop drinking. I've seen. They can't drink 3 beers and stop. I can. It doesn't bother me one bit.
So, so we were talking a little bit about your daughter Kayla, and and you had said that you can see the difference when you've helped your children, the difference between mooching and just needing
Yeah.
helping. So, what would mooching look like to you?
Mooching would look like that I would have to, if someone's capable of making it on their own, I'll give you for instance, my uh, daughter Geraldine is highly educated. Her husband works good. He's got a good job, so they make over $100,000 a year, well over 100,000. She makes close to $90,000 a year with the degree she has, and he makes probably $70,000, $80,000 a year. He installs rugs, and she said recently she goes, her son needed an operation, and I'm paying off one of her student loans. She owes over 100 grand, and I got it down to under $5,000. And she said, Dad, um, uh, my son needs a small operation. I want to get an Xbox. How much would you give me towards it? I said $20. Oh, she said, well, that's not enough. I said, but that's all you're going to get. I said, I'm not going to give any more because I'm making a $300 payment right now towards your student loan. All right, and I started out at $15,000. Now it's down under $5,000. So I draw the line when I think it's something foolish. You want to get him that Xbox, even though he's going to have an operation. You think it's that important? You come up with the money. Me coming up with $20 is more than fair. You shouldn't, and her husband said you shouldn't even ask your father for any money. I thought that was pretty nice of David. David's a pretty good, cool guy. But
So, what did you think of her asking you for money?
because that's Geraldine. Geraldine, I mean, but see, I set her straight, but I know in her mind she's devastated what the little boy is got to go through with this operation, that she wants to help him, and I don't think they had the money. So she thinks she can come to me and get it. So I wasn't, it was more like me saying, I'm drawing a line. You're not going to get any. And I have to do that because they'll keep coming and keep asking. All right? And she was all right with it. She didn't give me a hard time. It's just, if I said, yeah, I'll give you whatever I want, that would have been a weakness on my part, not a weakness on her part. Can you understand that? That would have been my
Sure.
fault.
Is
My,
there
my, it's not enough of a priority. If it was enough of a need that I thought it was a need, I'd give her whatever she wanted. But I feel as though that if she really thinks that he should have it for whatever thing he's going through, then she should provide it. I'm not going to be here all the time.
so is there a point in time where your children, are adults on
You got to
their
draw the
own
line.
and-
Yeah, but there's an old saying. And the old saying is this: you truly grow up when your parents aren't here anymore. And I can see that. You really have to grow up when your parents aren't here, and you can't go to them when you're down and out because there's no one there. Then you have to grow up. You got to make good decisions. And by me saying no to her in that respect, trying to make her grow up to a degree.
And how old is she?
Kids never grow up with their parents are still alive, if they get parents that are givers. Oh shit, she's in her early 30s.
So and you still feel like she has some growing up to do?
Absolutely, all of us do. All of us do.
So you said that you don't grow up if your parents are givers.
That's
So
a
do
saying.
you like being
no,
the
no,
giver?
that's an old saying. You truly have to grow up when your parents are no longer here.
Okay.
That's an old saying.
So do
And I know
you
all the old sayings.
so do you think that you give them money and things so that they
Only if I feel as though it's a need and a necessity. Don't get me wrong. It, she shouldn't have to buy him an Xbox, even though he's going through an operation. Number one, she shouldn't have to buy him anything. Because when I was brought up, this is how I was brought up. My mother was a great parent, great parent. This is why I don't splurge on myself, and I attribute part of it to my mother. We go shopping, and our cousins would be in the car, and I'd be in the car, and they'd go shopping, and my mother's cousin would go in the store, and she'd buy them a toy. I'd love to have that toy. And my mother said, "You don't need that. George, you don't need that. I want this. George, you really don't need that." That's what she'd say. She wouldn't give it to me. She'd tell me, "You don't need that." So I think, and I'd see, when you get something, a materialistic thing, when you first get it, it's enjoyment, like a drug. It's like a drug. Enjoyment. Then it gets old, you could care less. But before you get it, if someone's telling you, you really don't need that, at the time I'm disappointed. But looking back, what that did for me is instilled in me, I really don't need that. So I really, when I go to buy something, I think, "Oh, I really don't need that."
Do you feel like your children do that same thing?
I think, though, that's up to the mother who spends a lot of time with the kid to be a good mother, to instill certain things in that kid. And I'm not saying Karen did or didn't. And I might have done it because it was done for me. I don't know if it took. It took for me. Maybe looking back at it, I understand it, and I understand why my mother did it. I didn't understand it at the time, and I think it was more helpful to me because I can live a simpler life because of that thought process. And I think that's really a good
Do you
thing.
want your children to have that same value?
I would like that. I know some of them do, some of them don't. But then if you can teach someone something. It doesn't mean it takes. Does not mean it takes. All right? We're all individuals. Some it does take, and some it doesn't. Some people are conservative, some people are liberal. You don't know who, and what it's going to be. And they all got to learn on their own. They've all got in trouble a little bit with their credit cards. Who's my youngest one never did. She's smart like that. She had her own problems, but she never got a credit card, never got out of hand with it. So the person you think who has no problems got a problem with a credit card. The person you think has the problem don't have a problem with a credit card.
So when your children have problems with the credit card, did you help
No.
them to?
No, that's their problem.
Okay.
And what I used to do, how I was trying to be responsible towards the kids, I'd get a car for them, but they had to pay the insurance. And because if they got speeding ticket, or if they got a problem, an accident, the insurance would go up. Well, they would suffer for that. That was a learning curve. But they couldn't do both. They didn't have enough money to buy a car and get insurance. So I'd help them with their car, but they had to pay their own insurance because that was on them. If they made a mistake, that was them. It wasn't me. I did my part. So if they made a mistake, they suffered for it. So they learned from it. That's what I brought to them.
I'm just curious, if you told your daughter that you couldn't afford to pay her student loan anymore, what do you think she would say?
Well, her mother, there were 2 student loans, and one of the few times I talked to the mother, which I don't anymore, I called her and I said, "Listen, I'll take care of this student loan if you take care of the other one," which mine was almost $15,000, and the one I asked the mother to take care of was like I think it was like $10,000, maybe 11. It was less. So what she did, she gave Geraldine $5,000 and said, "That's all I'm going to do," which she got $5,000. I mean, hey, that's a lot of money.
But I mean, the loans are in her name, correct? They're not yours.
They're in her name. The one I'm paying off, I co-signed for. That's another reason why I'm paying this one off. because I want to pay it off and not hurt my credit. I have a very high credit rating. Mine's in the eights, uh, and so that's another reason. But I co-signed for it, and I did it because I wanted to go back to school, and it was the only one I had to co-sign
So you mean
for.
she was an adult when she went to school, correct?
Yeah, the problem with Geraldine was this. Geraldine could manipulate her mother, and then the mother would come to me and said, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing for Geraldine, and I'd disagree with it. And the mother wouldn't take my side. She'd agree with you. So Geraldine went from one college, from one high school to another high school to one college from another college, and it never worked out. So I told Geraldine, I'm all done. I'm not paying for any more colleges. I mean, you're not going to college and sticking it out. You're not doing what I say. So I'm not paying for it. So Geraldine grew up and wanted to go back to college. Came to me and said, I want to go back to college, but I'm going to pay for it, Dad. But I need you to co-sign for the loan. So I said, all right, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
So I co-signed for the first one. And she came to me and said, you only have to co-sign for this one. The rest of them, they said that you don't have to co-sign for them. They'll give them to me. So I said, fine. So that's fine. So the one I co-signed for, I'm paying.
But
And I told her I would. I told her I'd pay for this one. And I almost said I was going to pay for the one that I got the mother to pay $5,000 for. But I didn't say anything. I think, here's the thing. Geraldine is capable of making a lot of money, 90 grand. She's a teacher. She got, went as far as she could educational-wise. So she got all her degrees. She can be a professor right now. She's really smart like that. But she likes to spend money. And she's got that weakness. So she's got to learn. And I'm not going to suffer for it. That's between her and her husband to work it out. We all have to work out our own personal finances. I helped them when they were down and out. Like I said, she asked for $1,000. She was really up against it. Her husband couldn't find any work. She was working, but they got behind on their bills. And they were renting a condo. And so I gave her $1,500. I said, you don't have to pay me back. Just, I hope you do better. And she said, that's all we needed. We needed that little bit of help, and they didn't ask for anything other than that. And like I said, Jessica lost her job, and she had a condo, and I didn't want her to lose the condo, so I made 3 or 4 condo payments. I think they were like $1,500 a piece. And then she got another job, and then she continued to make, and then she was upside down because the condo, when the market went down, the condo. She came to me. What should I do? My mother says I should walk away. I said no. You got to live somewhere. Keep paying. You're working. Keep paying that note. You're going to destroy your credit. No, keep paying it. So she did. And then when I saw the economy coming up, I said, sell that condo. Really think I should that? Yes. It's a condo. It's a lousy house. It's a 2-bedroom. Get rid of it right now. Condos in a good market you can get rid of. In a bad market, they're a drug on the market. You can't get rid of them. Anyways, she got rid of it and made $80,000 because she kept it. It came back up and prices came back. She took that money and bought a house for $480,000. Took her a while to find it in Rosendale. They put $60,000 into it. So they're into the house to say $540,000, $550,000. The house, they think they can get over $700,000 for it. That shows you the market in Boston is crazy right now. So, make a long story short, it pays to do the right thing. She stuck with it. I supported her doing the right thing. She made a nice profit, was able to get into a house, and she's, got equity in the house, and she's got a great situation. But at the time when things looked bad, I said, the real estate market's going to come back. There's an old saying, real estate comes back with a vengeance, and it does.
So thank you so much for your time. Our time is up today. So, we can, see about making an appointment for next week, okay?
Okay, great.
You don't even know what you're getting into. All right, thanks, that's